Hello to my two or three blog listeners and readers out there. It's me, Traveling Treglia. So, the last time you guys probably heard from me was when I was in California. So, I haven't really talked about that at all, and I think I should to let you guys know what has been going on in my life. So, Marilyn and I got a job in California. It was supposed to start in mid July. It's now the end of September, so obviously a lot has gone by since then. We were in Thailand and we were trying to figure out what we were going to do next. We wanted to kind of come back to the United States a little bit and just explore different areas. We lived in New York our whole lives and we wanted to live in California, the opposite side of America. So we found jobs in California. It was the only job we were actually both able to get together. And it was in San Jose, which is kind of in the northern part of California, right by San Francisco. So we got the jobs, and to find a place to live in California is very, very difficult. You have to be there to find a place, and we found that out like a month before we were leaving, so that wasn't good. So what we did was we just joined some Facebook groups to get an apartment in California. And we eventually found someone who actually worked with the same company that we were going to go work in. They were leaving, so they had a room for 1 month for us to sublet. And we're like, okay, that's perfect. We'll go to California for a month and we'll live with them and then we'll look for a place while we're in the state. So yeah, we found a place. So about 2 weeks before we were going to California, I was watching all my travel shows like Anthony Bourdain, and I was really getting that travel bug again. I really wanted to go somewhere completely different. I didn't really want to go in America and work in America for a whole year. That was a long time to me, and I felt like I wasn't really traveling that way. So I don't know. I was talking to Marilyn and I was saying, this is I don't know how much I want to do this, and she was kind of feeling the same way at this point. But we were kind of locked in at this point, so I said, all right, let's just play it by ear. We'll go to California, and we'll see if we like it or not. And we got to California, and we were living in this pretty small, rundown house in a very small room, and we were paying $1,000 for rent. That's a lot of money for the place we were staying in, but we didn't really have a choice. So yeah, we came to California with like $1,500, and we split rent, obviously. So that's like $500 down the drain, and we were there. We were just kind of exploring the area. We were going out to eat. We were doing little things, trying not to spend our money. But that was getting difficult in California. We were spending a ton of money very quickly. So the job was going to start in about a week, and one of the people we were living with worked at the company for a whole year. So I remember, like, I would always email the Citizen Schools. That's the name of the company, if I didn't mention it already, and kind of ask what we'd be doing, and they never really gave me an answer, and I found that a little fishy. It was a reputable company. I found like their website was legit, and they were part of AmeriCorps, so it was a legitimate program. It was just I never really got a full description of what we'd be doing for 9 hours. I knew we would be teaching for like the last 3 hours of the day, which was fine, but I wanted to know what we'd be doing for like the first 6 or 7 hours. And that's when we sat down and actually I asked in details, like, can you please like tell me exactly what we're doing all day, to one of the girls we were living with. And she told us, and like she went into detail about it, saying like you gotta wake up at like 7, 8, whatever, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you go in and you kind of just like work on the computer. You type things, call people. You kind of meet with groups and try to figure out plans on what's going on in the school and in the community. And then you do that all day, and then you go in and teach for 3 hours. And she was like, yeah, it's a really stressful job. You really have to like really love it, or it's not going to be for you. People like dropped out of it. And I don't know. While she was talking, in my mind, I was just like, oh man, I don't want to do this. I know it's a good program to help. It was for low income students and kind of just helping them in school. I mean, that's a great program, but that's just not where my heart was. I wanted to travel and I wanted to see new things. And yeah, I mean, I was in California doing that, but I was already a little doubtful being there. And now I was hearing that this was kind of what the job was about. That wasn't making me feel any better. So me and Marilyn spoke, and I mean, she felt the same way. She didn't want to do it, and like if this was a few months, okay, why not? But a year, I mean, that was such a long time. And actually, the program was 2 years. I told myself and Marilyn that we're only going for a year, no matter what. I'm not living there for 2 years unless we absolutely love it. And the pay wasn't good either. So it wasn't like, oh, you're making so much money. No, we would basically be breaking even, which is, I don't want to break even in California, and I have loans and other things I have to pay for. So yeah, I mean, we were like, okay. So and my plan B all along was to teach in Korea. I mean, we taught in Thailand, and I know Korea pays much more. They pay for your flight there. They pay for your apartment. I mean, Thailand didn't do any of that, and we needed to save some money. I mean, I have to start paying back my loans. Still haven't done that. So I needed to save some money and make some money and travel to a completely new country while doing so. So yeah, we went on Dave's ESL Cafe. I mentioned that in a previous post. It's to find teaching jobs abroad, and Korea's got a huge section. So there were just so many jobs. We really wanted to kind of live and work in a really big city like Seoul or Busan. That was kind of what I wanted to do, because in Thailand, I mean, we weren't in the middle of nowhere, but we weren't in a big city, and I kind of like being able to like go out at 2 in the morning and get something to eat if I could. So we were looking for jobs, and we weren't having trouble finding jobs. People were getting back to us and telling us that they have jobs, just not in those cities, especially when it's for two people, because I don't know, it's harder. I guess it's more competitive for that. So I mean, we were in California, and we only had like a couple weeks left. So we're like, shit, we gotta get we gotta take what they're giving us. I mean, we can't be too picky. I mean, obviously, we didn't want to be in the middle of nowhere at all. I would have rather stayed in California, but most of the places weren't in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, we found this recruiter Jen. I mean, she gave us this one job, and I wasn't. We weren't interested. We actually interviewed with the director, and we got the job. And she was like, "Okay, sign the contract." I was like, "I have to let you know, I wasn't. I don't know. My heart wasn't set into it. It wasn't in a big city at all. It wasn't in. It was a little more in towards the middle of nowhere. So I don't know. So we wait a little bit, and we're speaking to other recruiters, and yeah, they're giving us stuff. Nothing that really blew our mind, but and then she was like, "Oh wait, I found another school for you guys," and sorry, and so it was in this place called Sejong City, and I looked it up. It's like a brand new city that apparently, like in the next 20 years, is going to be one of the nicest cities in Korea. So I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, that sounds cool. I know Korea builds very quickly, so I figured that it would be cool very quickly. It would be a good city. So we were like, yeah, we'll try it. So we interviewed the director, we got the job, and we signed the contract, and then we had to really start doing our paperwork. I mean, we're in California now. We don't have a car, that didn't help anything. We would have to walk post office. Like California is so spread out, especially where we were. We would have to walk or take the bus. It would take hours just to do the simplest things. That's what I don't like about also living in America and California. I mean, we didn't have a car, and we weren't going to be able to afford a car. So we were we were walking and doing all this, and I don't mind walking, but it was like hours just to get places. So we started doing our paperwork, getting things notarized and whatnot, and we did our criminal background check and all the stuff we had to do to get our visas. And I mean, it took a few weeks, but we like after all that, we got pretty much everything done right before we had to leave California. So our lease was beginning to end at this point, and we didn't have any money left. And we I forgot to tell you, she told me that the job doesn't start until September 1st, and like they can get us there at the end of August, and it was the middle end of July at this point. I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do for a month. And I was like, is there any way we can come a month early and kind of just, I don't know. And she was like, no, I'm sorry, I could do as early as possible. It's like August 27th. Like, okay, me and Maryland have no money, and we're in one of the most expensive states in the country. So I'm like, we should probably just go home for a little bit. I mean, Maryland has a job that she could just pick up. She could waitress, and I could just hang out and not spend any money. And that's what we did. So we flew home from California, and we kind of just waited it out until we had to go to Korea. But yeah, so that's where we are right now. That's where I'm sitting in Korea, South Korea. Um, yeah, so I didn't really tell you what I did in California. Not much. My two friends from New York were driving across the country, and they stayed with us one night, and we went to San Francisco with them for the day. That was awesome. That was probably one of my favorite parts of California. Um, what else? We went to a concert, and I saw one of my favorite DJs, Project 46. That was a great night. Uh, what else did we do? I mean, we took a lot of Lyft everywhere. It's like Uber, but a little cheaper, I guess. And that's pretty much how we got around to far places, and just so much money going into that. And we went to. I mean, we didn't really do much. Most of the time, we were just kind of doing the stuff for our visas for Korea, throwing our money at them. And the food was great in California. I mean, they had a lot of Mexican food. We were in an area that was kind of like half Mexican, half Vietnamese. So, like every time we went to the grocery store, it was just catered to Mexicans and Vietnamese people. So we were just cooking Asian and Mexican food, and it was weird because like we were in America, but we were definitely part of in a subculture of it was different there, but it was really cool. Uh, yeah, what else? I mean, not much. We just walked around and did silly little things. Nothing too big. I mean, it was kind of a waste of our time and a waste of our money, mostly our money. Uh, I don't regret it. I mean, I got to see a new state, and I got to see San Francisco. I mean, that was cool. I don't know when else I would go see San Francisco. It was a great way to see it. Um, can say I lived in California now. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to since I last posted when I said when I was kind of like weary on what I should do next. So yeah, that's where I am right now. I'm in Korea, and I'll let you guys know about that next time. I'm gonna try to post a lot more because I haven't really posted at all. But let me know if you like videos because I like talking instead of writing because I'm feeling really lazy today. I was just typing. I couldn't think of anything to say, so I'd rather just say it all, and it's much quicker for me. Yeah, let me know. I'm sure no one's gonna let me know, but if I'm lazy, I'll speak, and if I feel like writing, I'll write. So thanks, guys. I'll let you know what's going on in Korea next time. See ya.